guys, welcome to Santo Studio. This right here is $1 million Mustang. This is the Santa Maria GT350. I'm here at our studio, Santo Studio in Newport Beach, and I'm gonna show you guys for the first time ever this car that you've seen all over the internet, what it means to the brand and what we're doing here. Follow me and let's check this thing out. 15 years ago, I was traveling the world as a professional paintball player, obsessed with competition, culture, and building something bigger than myself. Today, that same mindset has turned into building multi-million-dollar brands in Newport Beach with some of the biggest global icons and champions of sport through Santo Studio and Jackson. This is my journey, building brands, culture, and the life I dreamed about as a kid. All right, guys, check it out. Money can buy speed, but it can't buy a point of view that people actually care about. Here at Santo Studio, and what we're trying to do with this idea of bridging fashion and performance is about translating a vibe more than creating one. See, we have so much going on here at the brand and our partnership with Nordstrom as we build one of the fastest growing menswear brands in the world, in my opinion. The thing that we really pride ourselves on is the authenticity of what we're trying to build here. See, behind me, you can see our studio here in Newport Beach. Everything's surf, skate, moto, MMA. And one of the main things that we have is our Santo Studio racing division. Now, as you guys kind of follow along on this new YouTube page and this journey, you probably see me on the Jackson podcast or at SC Village or Hollywood Sports, maybe my agency Honey Group, or even Jackson, which is the world's #1 men's jewelry brand. What we're doing here that's so different is this farm to table design approach. See, all of our designers, all of our products are built and designed by some of the greatest champions of sport and global icons. And I'm so curious as to see what it is they like, what it is they want, and how it is that they want these pieces to shape their everyday life. The first thing that everybody always asks me is, why did we start the Santo Studio racing division what it is? I mean, it's simple. We have some of the greatest moto athletes in the world. Hunter and Jet Lawrence are by far two of the greatest racers to ever be in supercross and motocross, and they're putting on an absolute clinic this year. They came onto the brand to help us design our footwear and our Santo Sport collection, which is exclusively at Nordstrom. This right here was a concept designed by my dad and myself. This is a 357 Stroker GT350. This is a 1965 Mustang. We call it the Santa Maria, and it is a tribute to the Nicolas Cage car, the Gone in 60 Seconds Eleanor. The reason why we built this car and what we wanted to show you guys by this car is our racing division and our rallies around Newport Beach and our car meetups are a lot more than most. See, we're actually building and designing our cars infused by the same collection and pieces that we're selling in Nordstrom and our website, because we want to tell that story in the most authentic ways. So today I'm going to walk you guys through our GT350, the Santa Maria, show you the pieces we put into it, the details. Follow me. The metallic gray and the black stripes, clean indication that this thing is an Eleanor tribute. One of the main things we wanted to do was make sure that all the pieces of this car were fully custom, kind of giving love and inspiration from Santo Studio. We have the Santo Studio St. Benedict emblem, very important emblem. I wear it as a ring every day. I wear it as a necklace. It just keeps good energy around you and keeping you away from the demons. I thought it would be a cool emblem to play into the car. Obviously, we go pretty fast in this thing. One of the main things I constantly get is viral a strategy? Did you do this to go viral? And the concept is like, we tend to really lean into the concept of not creating the vibe, but translating. And I love this concept because trends don't land. That's why copying and pasting everything from the feed, it comes off real fake and non-genuine. Everything we're doing is about showing what we're really doing in real life, in real time. And I think that's the biggest difference. When you try to manufacture a vibe, it just reads as fake, it comes off wrong. When you spend time really dissecting what it is you are as a brand, what's in your DNA, what do you stand for, what do you design, what do you want to be known as, and then you're able to showcase that in a very authentic, clean, easy way on your feed and your content and the things you design and build, it comes off a lot more connective. And I think when people see that, they start leaning into your brand more, they start understanding your storytelling, and then they start understanding where you're coming from and your point of view. And that's the most important thing as a designer and as a brand. Always have a clean indication of what your point of view is. I think one of the biggest things when you look at this car is the concept isn't going viral, you know? Stop chasing the hit and stop building the habit. What I mean by stop chasing the hit and start building the habit is brands that go viral are the brands that have been repeatedly posting for 2 years, not 2 weeks. And they're not looking for that big hit, but they're looking to tell the story repeatedly over and over again so people really understand what their point of view is and where they're coming from. Remembering that every single social media platform has its own way of telling a story, its own way of posting content, and its own way of narrating that content. So I think it's super important. When we built this, we were trying to understand how can we connect to our racing division, pay homage to the Italian inspiration, but at the same time, the classic silhouette and the classic feel of what the Eleanor was on a 65. So we went with the custom race seats, the custom details, all the Santo Studio insignia and emblems are on all the headrests. The back seat is a double bucket. We have the center console. It folds down. Obviously, we put in all new windows, all new gauges, a brand new shifter. This is an automatic. This isn't stick shift for those of you wondering. So this is a Hertz shifter and it kind of has a really cool vibe to it. And we had it custom made with our logos, all new floor mats, put in the Boz audio system. So that way we could have obviously some good music and Bluetooth. One of the main pieces we wanted besides all of the windows and the placements and the modern features is making sure that we had a car that could run, a car that we could drive around, use for shoots, a car that we could kind of have at our rallies, at our Santo Studio rallies here in Newport Beach, and something that paid respect to the cars that we love the most. You can see one of the other Mustangs back there and then the Shelby GT500. So a lot of the Mustangs and a lot of the cars we're building for the Santo Studio Racing division really just pay respect to the classic nostalgia of Mustangs, cars, and what we're kind of doing, which is building here everything day by day, hand by hand. And I think it really shows that, especially with the details from the floor mats to the steering wheel to the shifter to the center console to all the electrical window placements that we put in. So now I want to kind of show you guys the 347, created it in all CNC, a lot of custom pieces on it. I feel like it's a one-of-a-kind car and it just gives you that kind of cool nostalgic feel, but it gives you that modern drive and it's super fast. This is a 347 stroker. A lot of parallels between building an engine, building a car, building a brand, kind of all goes together. For me, it's so important that the content you create, what you do, what you show comes from your point of view. That's why copying trends never lands. You cannot connect because the taste and the style doesn't come from the feeds. It comes from your point of view. Going on Instagram, going on social media, finding a brand that does something really well and trying to mimic it does nothing for you. It comes off very inauthentic. And at the end of the day, it's like the things you do have to resonate with your brand. The engine we built has to fit the car. This car was dynoed at 700 horsepower to GT350. For me, having this car means a lot. Obviously, we wanted to put together something. It's a 347 stroker engine, created in. A lot of man hours, a lot of time went into building this car. Obviously, my dad, with his team, they spent almost 40 hours a week for a year building out the whole thing. Custom valve covers, the Santo Studio insignia, the Willwood disc brakes, the frame, the sit, the weighting of this car. I mean, I think this car could handle easily 1,000 horsepower. There's a lot we could do to it to still ramp it up. But the Santo Studio Racing division, it means a lot to the brand. It means a lot to what we're trying to do here. Not just in building cars, not just in our car rallies, but the way we develop product. And there's so many things that I feel we're doing at Santo Studio that are a lot different than most brands because of the involvement we have from our founding design team. All these people are partners in the brand. They understand what we're trying to create, from the footwear to the sport to our fashion collections, our luggage, our eyewear. Everything has meaning, everything has purpose. I mean, we even built a state-of-the-art training facility and recovery center here in our studio at Santo. So guys that are world-class MMA fighters, boxers, people that skate, people that do moto, people that play baseball like Ellie De La Cruz, Blake Snell, Cody Bellinger, Josh Peterson, they could come here and they could train at a high level, recover, get in what they need. These are the things we felt we needed to do to go the extra distance to bring these guys into the fold. So I feel like there's so many things you can do as a brand to kind of tie back to the community, to bring people involved into your brand at a much more authentic level, just by going the extra distance, by understanding what is it they need, what do they need to become better at what they're doing and what they're chasing, what their goals are in life, and rallying behind that. Listen, gave you guys a quick little breakdown of one of our cars, the Santo Studio Racing division. We have a lot more coming. Can't wait to show you guys the Shelby GT500. That thing is literally a one of a kind. It's exactly like the Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds. And then we have the 67, which is incredible. Also, we have the Scout that we built, which I think you guys are gonna love. So I can't wait to walk you guys through a lot of our Santo Studio Racing division, plus all the bikes with Twitch, Jet Lawrence and Hunter Lawrence, and the Concrete Cowboys with CJ. I want you guys to really understand a lot of the stuff that we're gonna be talking about here is about building brand, our concepts behind some of the ideas and the designs that we do, and really just a journey along with me as we build this brand, Santo Studio. You see a lot of the stuff I do at Jackson, SC Village, my creative agency, Honey Group, and I really want to just give you guys a backstage look to what we're doing in an all access pass. I want to show you guys the fabrics, the designs, the team, the training sessions, the cars, and some sit downs with people that I think you guys would love, and see how these other business creators are building their brands. I need you guys to like, subscribe, let me know who you guys want to see on the next episode. Plus there'll be a ton of training content. As you guys know, we train MMA almost 4 days a week, from boxing, jiu-jitsu, no-gi, and a lot of weights. We do kettlebell sessions with Khalil Roundtree, a lot of cardio with our run club. Our running division is phenomenal here at Santo Studio. It's always at our Santo Performance Studio in Newport Beach. You guys can come, the whole city comes out. The last event had a couple 100 people. So there's a lot here that I really just want to be able to unpack and show you guys every day, every week. It's going to be here exclusively on this YouTube.